All right. So yeah, I'm talking about how we descended into polarity, and then the two the two brotherhoods show up, and together these two brotherhoods form the Brotherhood of the Snake, and that's a pretty good name for these guys. So yeah, and also I would talked about how these guys were represented in the inner Earth by the two cities known as Agartha and Shambhala. Okay, I'll get a little bit more into that in a little bit, but yeah. So yeah, I talked about how when we descended into the third dimension, that's when we started noticing polarity, and each brotherhood, of course, holds the other one to be the evil one, of course, and so yeah, these guys start battling, and I think right when I left, yeah, I said the battle reached its peak in the Second World War. Now, uh, also these two brotherhoods can correspond with the sun and the moon. Now, the ones that worship the sun are called the Illuminati, which everyone's heard of, and the ones who worship the moon are called the Luminare. Luminare. Do you, I can roll my R's, everyone. Can you? But yeah, the Luminare, and they fight each other for power. In ancient times, the Brotherhood of the in ancient times, yeah, this Brotherhood of the Serpent, they split off into two groups, and one of them is called the Brotherhood of the Red Dragon, and the other is called the Brotherhood of the Yellow Dragon, which is pretty wild stuff. Now, uh, yeah, so both of them feel, I mean, it's their duty to undertake the spiritual teaching of the human race, and both think the other one's evil. uh, so, the Yellow Dragon, the Brotherhood of the Yellow Dragon, is in the east, okay, and the Brotherhood of the Red Dragon is in the west. And we can still find the order of the red caps and order of the yellow caps in Tibet. Check it out. And if you notice too, yeah, uh, the Vatican. These guys like to use red a lot in their dress. If you'll notice that they wear the little red yarmulkes. But yeah, the yarmulkes. What's up with that? The cardinals and whatnot wearing yarmulkes. I don't know, but so pretty Jewy, huh? Okay, but anyway, so yeah, the red caps and the yellow caps that you can find in Tibet, they date back to that time. Okay, so now we've descended into the third dimension. There's these two brotherhoods, uh, whatever you want to call them, Illuminati, Luminare, yellow cap, yellow dragon, red dragon, whatever. Together they form the Brotherhood of the Snake. And so these guys start, on both sides, they start undertaking these secret education programs. And when I say that, this is where mystery schools and stuff like that rise up. So, and also it's a way of like the elite being able to hoard all the knowledge to keep the common folk uh, stupid and compliant, I suppose. And they're doing it on both sides, mind you. You know, it's not one is evil, uh, one is good. They're both, when they act like that, both of them are being pretty freaking evil. So, but hey, what can you do? So, the spiritual teaching of mankind was ultimately the spiritual teaching of mankind is put into the hands of the archangels, which is what we call them in the West, or the avatars, which is what they call them in the East. Now, this is where the order of Melchizedek comes in. This is all a very mysterious thing. Let me check my Skype connection. I want to make sure I'm still connected. Okay. Still up and running on Skype. That's good. Uh, but yeah, this order of Melchizedek is a very, very secretive order, and it's so secret it doesn't even have a name, except for the order of Melchizedek. But those who are in it, and you know who you are. Yeah, it's the thing that is so secret it does not even have a name. No one can uh, find it unless they want you to find it. So, um, the order of Melchizedek. Now, Melchizedek was a strange character. He was like sort of a god king in the Old Testament, and he ruled over Salem. And apparently, at the time, I guess he was a descendant of one of these fallen angels or whatever. But this guy, he did the will of God, and he was very, very powerful. Like I said, sorcerer slash king. And if you remember, I was telling you a lot of these guys were sort of very, very spiritually advanced scientists. Yeah, the Melchizedek, too. He was. When you reach that level of spirituality, you're almost a perfected human being. And so, anyway, other people that represent the order of Melchizedek are Abraham. Abraham actually, he actually has an encounter with Melchizedek in the Old Testament, and that's when he really gets tuned in to God and the Most High, Yahweh, and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, becomes a very, very powerful man, and so others. Like I said, the order of Melchizedek, it's supposed to represent some sort of perfected man. So, of course, Jesus is a good representative of that order, as well as Adam, even. Adam is about as much of a state of perfection as we can be in. So, about. But anyway, it's so secret it doesn't have a name. And so, interestingly enough, yeah, all this, and yeah, what I wanted to say also about this order of Melchizedek is they are in direct communication with the archangels. They help. They help guide they help guide humanity, as it were. These are the guys that have made the selfless sacrifice or whatever of being born as a human to come down into this earth to try to steer humanity in the right direction. And now they have, like I said, they have direct communication with the archangels. An interesting thing to note about the archangels and the Kabbalah, for one thing. If you guys look into the Kabbalah at all, you'll see that they have a tree of life, the Kabbalistic tree of life. Now, it's kind of an odd-looking thing, but it has 10 parts, okay? And each one of these parts is called a sephira. Plural is sephiroth. And also, each one of these parts has an archangel that rules over it. And each one of the parts also has a number. It's numbered 1 through 10. And this is supposed to be like a picture of what God actually looks like. But God is divided into 10 parts, which is where we get the Elohim, the plural name for God, as opposed to Eloha. Not Aloha, Eloha. But since we're in third dimensional reality, we can't really see how 10 things can be one, because we're in a state of polarity. So yeah, so each Sephira has an archangel that presides over it, and I was talking about Shambhala and Agartha, and we to this day, I mean, this is what a lot of these occult people believe, in these secret societies and these mystery schools, what have you, that to this day we are still actually being controlled by these advanced civilizations that exist within the earth. Um, and this is where the Brotherhood of the Snake gets their marching orders. I believe that the Red Caps, the Brotherhood of the Red Dragon, takes its orders from Shambhala, and the Yellow Caps, the Order of the Yellow Dragon, the Luminari, they get their marching orders from Agartha. So, and it's been like this since the destruction of Atlantis. Now, for all present appearances, it seems as though the Brotherhood of the Illuminati has prevailed over these thousands of years. I mean, most people haven't even heard of the Brotherhood of the Luminari. The Illuminati, you got to understand, is a worship of the sun with all its masculine attributes. So anytime we see a phallus or an obelisk or a high tower, you can bet there's a sun worshiper behind that. And as I mentioned earlier, the Luminari, the yellow dragons, they're moon worshippers, and I just want to point out again. Yeah, so these Illuminati, these red dragons, they serve Shambhala, and the red dragons of Tibet are the earthly representatives of Shambhala, and the aim of these red dragons is, of course, a one world government, a new world order, which is something that's been beaten into the ground. Everybody's heard of that. So at this point, so since the destruction of Atlantis, this Brotherhood of the Red Dragon has really controlled things. Oh, holy moly! I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, forgot to turn the ringer off on my phone. Hey, how do you like that? Okay, so, you gotta love these home shows though, man. You know, I like them, so. I'm being entertained, so, anyway, I want to check out the switchboard real fast, just to make sure I'm not ignoring anybody, in case anybody wants to call in. Let's see here, switchboard. No callers. Okay. Like I said before, if you want to call in, I'll be more than happy to hear from you. And that phone number is 917-932-8806. Once again, that number is 917-932-8806. Call in, be a part of the show. It'll be wild, man. It'll be wild. So, you want to voice an opinion about all this stuff? You think I've had one too many bong hits? Call in and tell me. You know, let me have it. I can take it. I have thick skin. So, alrighty. Check my Skype connection. Make sure I'm still connected. Okay, cool. I am. Awesome. Atlantis. Okay.